we are back for a very, very special 2v1 featuring 3 players who I have never cast before. Here on the south position of this Nomad Mega Random, we have Revisioner versus the gray Tatars, LuigiCroissant, and green playing as Persians, Jagguernaut. And we already have a lot popping off as we see that gray actually does get the vision on the TC for blue, and they're going to start causing havoc. This is a really wacky map that I have not seen a lot. Something you might notice is that the gold is like really, really sparse. At every single gold pile on this map, there's only like 2 units. For some of you who may not know about these kind of maps, is that there is a treaty length associated with these maps. So that means that until that treaty length is hit, nobody can attack anybody else. And Vision apparently does not know that because he garrisons 2 in the TC. Seems like he wants to hit the boar, maybe try to hit this Revisioner player, as 4 sheep are stolen for Revisioner. And even now, probably at the beginning of the game, as some of you may not know, the TC cannot hit this gray player over here. They're going to keep on laming. Revisioner doesn't know that, tries to hit the villager. Some might call that like a moronic move to try to hit a villager during the treaty length. Some might say it's careless. Neither are my words. See what green is doing over here as they're about to put up their TC. Gray, absolutely popping off on the sheep, decides to take some wood. Really interesting strategy. Loom coming in directly from Revisioner, which is something that I tend to not see. And gray over here, interestingly enough, is going to continue to meme on blue, as they are probably planning on laming this boar. And someone didn't tell them that it's actually not necessary to build the palisade walls all the way. You can actually save wood just by building it a little bit. And the boar laming has commenced. Green also absolutely popping off on the sheep and is going to go directly for gold, which is another really interesting strategy, because some of you may not know it actually does not require gold to go up to feudal age. So everyone using really interesting strategies. You got blue bringing in loom directly. You got gray laming like a lamer, and green getting gold. So a lot of interesting stuff going on in this game. A lot of interesting strategies, but these players, when they did play the game, they all chose random races, and they played on Mega Random. So that's interesting. And it looks like gray is on the move again. Going to look for more opportunities to meme on people, as Loom now comes in for gray. Yeah, this map is like super wacky. I mean, even the wood itself as well requires players to move around a lot to like get wood. And the collection for everything pretty much requires like a lot of movement. So that's not like super ideal. Everyone is going to kind of get their houses set up. Got the lumber camp all ready for gray. Super interesting. It looks like gray is going to continue the meme fest by palisade walling the blue player, which is super interesting. Blue desperate for food, and they're going to get this mill up and running, but they are losing a lot of time with the layout of this map, because these villagers who are not idle but walking are just not collecting resources during this time. I would have thought that maybe it may have been more efficient to grab the sheep first, but listen, I'm not an expert, and I don't actually know what blue's able to see at this point on the map. Okay, so they do see some ibex over here in the north, and they're gonna attempt to tear down the palisade over here just to get the remnants of this wild boar who has been decaying for quite some time. I wouldn't suggest to anyone watching the stream to ever eat a wild boar that has been decaying for some time, but to each their own. Everyone has their own taste, and blue, I don't think, is actually aware of this the memeing going on with this palisade coming up here, and I'm not sure how effective it's going to be perfectly honest. It's annoying, certainly. A strategy that I have seen a few players play is just to lay some palisade like around the base, which kind of obstructs people laying down buildings. So I don't know if that's the strategy here. Green continuing to plug away at the gold. just one villager. I think it's a little bit atypical, but, you know, if you're going for maybe a fast castle, you know, you save the wood, and you don't have to build a gold mining camp. Gray over here absolutely popping off on the food, as they're going to send another villager forward without dropping off their food. 5 food going to waste there, which is really unfortunate. As now a lumber camp comes in for blue, looking like they need some wood. And that's going to be their second required feudal age building that they need. And Gray's going to walk away and not even finish the palisade, which is super interesting. But it is blocking off, which is good. And I think the blue is probably going to try to go for these ibex over here as soon as they finish this spore. But Gray going to absolutely lame like a lamer and kill this ibex, which is going to make the food go down a little bit, as they say. And they're gonna walk away. Eco-terrorists on the loose for Gray. So this is absolutely not an insurmountable position. I think that blue is probably not in the best situation from a food perspective. So maybe they're gonna have to do some early farms. Looks like they are gonna get a few more houses, but they have to be really conservative with the amount of food they're getting, because they have to walk pretty far to get this food. Palisade now finishing for Gray. Green also getting their first lumber camp over here. Got to get that required feudal age building. Maybe one more mining camp or a mill, and they should be ready. LuigiCroissant has both of their buildings. As more palisade walls go down now for Gray, which is going to be super annoying to deal with. I'm not even sure if blue realizes this, as they're able to click up to feudal age first. So no, they see a bit of the palisade walls over here on the outside, but not the full extent of the meme going on. As now more palisade walls here come in for Gray, and this would have been a really good opportunity to get these palisade walls over here down, but Gray with a little bit of tunnel vision. Nothing wrong with that. As all players are around the same pop, so a very simple, unharassed kind of map. And now Gray is going to be able to probably get some of these. Yeah, they get some of the deer over here, and they're going to put some more palisade walls to be annoying. Get the ibex. You hate to see it. This is really not a good and healthy playing strategy for anyone, as now more idle time is cost for blue. They're going to kill the sheep, and blue is left to pick up the pieces. You really hate to see it. And Gray is going to come down here and just get more and more laming going on. But the villager fight is now coming in for blue, as they fend off over here. Gray going to be a bit more annoying. Might be going for the ibex. What are they doing? Not sure. Okay, they got smacked a few times. This is 2 men fighting 1 woman, which you don't like to see. And the blue players are going to come back over here and drop off the food. But Gray says, no, you're blocking my path. More villager violence coming in. And Gray going to be even more annoying. A bunch of villagers beat up on 1 villager. Gray, styling, bobbing and weaving, dies to the blue villager. So I'm not sure if that was a great trade, as now Green and Gray are able to click up to feudal, and the food game now is unharassed for Revisioner, which is good. Barracks now coming up for Green. Already got the mill, a few houses. Food game popping off for pretty much everybody, maybe except for Revisioners. Now they're moving off to the left-hand side of the map and going to look for more food. This is the pain of Nomad, is having to go out and just look for more food, and end up spending a lot of wood on mills just to get a good drop-off point. Archery range and barracks now coming in for blue, as it looks like they're not spending that much. Well, they are spending a good amount of their time for villagers on wood. Nothing wrong with that. 30 seconds till Green and Gray are able to click up to feudal. Barracks now coming in for blue. A few more houses, keeping everything nice and tight. Green walling up tip to tip and keeping everything tight as well. Resources all around the TC. And this is kind of an unfortunate disadvantage for Gray, is that they have to walk pretty far to get a lot of the resources they want to get, which is not great. Palisades also being a bit annoying here for blue, as they're not able to expand to the front, but they got to stay focused. I think blue does have a shot against these 2 players if they're able to get up to Castle Age first. It's a very open map, and I think that Green also might know where blue is, so they might be at a, yeah, so they do see the layout of the base for blue, which means that blue might be at a little bit of a disadvantage because they have 2 players at this point who know where they are. But, you know, maybe it's good for blue to be walled up like this by gray, provide some defense from the opponent. Scout Cavalry now coming in for gray as 3 go into the queue. As it looks like the villager queue for Jaggernaut has stopped. Blue's still going up, 29 villagers, now getting some production upgrades. Gonna save a little wood on that farm replacement. And the scouts are out. The scouts are on the move, and the villagers are also on the move. I don't think gray has any vision on this little dingus camp over here. Let's switch to their view, see what they can see, as the villager idle time is absolutely popping off for gray, which is not a good thing. But the scouts are out, looking for pain. Speaking of pain, the Eagle TC for green has been not wonderful, but the economy is popping off. Okay, there we go, 4 in the queue. Gray moving on and going to look for what they can find. The scouts are going to come over here and just wait and chill. Do get a little bit of sight of this house over here. It looks like they're going to go investigate. As this villager goes in for I'm not sure what. And find some vills over here behind the mill, and they're gonna attack. Nice reaction time from blue as they attack the scouts, and there might be some walking back home. No, they're gonna stay and micro down these scouts. They probably wanted to get the spore. Yes, they did, but I'm not sure if they're gonna be able to stay here for long. As now 3 scouts are on the field, and they're gonna start attacking these villagers. As the scout also attacks the villagers, which is not good. You're getting attacked by 2 animals at the same time. Believe me, I've been there before. Blue continuing to expand and getting more food on the right-hand side, but they're dealing with a lot of problems. As now, gray is able to expand their vision and get some kills on the villagers, and the villagers run for their lives. No, they go back. They fight. Scouts back off. Villagers come back. It's a messy game, ladies and germs, and I think that gray is able to see a lot more at this point. Yes, they revealed the archery range. And the blue villagers are gonna walk back home. Gray taking the opportunity just to take a little break and not attack the villagers. As now, blue is up to castle age, so problems are gonna start mounting for gray and green as the villagers attempt to go out of vision, but they're gonna get caught like a bunch of catchers, which is not good. And yeah, economy now popping off for blue as they're working towards getting a castle. And scouts continue to tear up these villagers. A few kills down. Look for the block off. They get it. And the villagers are going to tear up this army. But there are some unharassed portions of blue's economy. As a quick wall, like a scared boy, on the right-hand side over here. And I'm expecting some TCs to immediately get dropped by blue because they need to outboom their way from this. I think you outboom and then you get a castle. And I think that you have a good shot of winning the game. Market now coming in for gray, as I'm not sure how far behind gray or green are from castle age. A lot more bumping and grinding going on over here. As blue attacks the palisade walls and takes a fight with 2 spearmen, which is not advised. That is not a good fight to take for gray, even if they do get a few kills. Gray over here with the villager also just continuing to be annoying, taking a lot of pokes from the pikemen, which you hate to see. Skirmishers now attacking the villager. Really, really messy game. Gray sending more villagers forward to do I'm not sure what. So blue under a lot of pressure right now. Tower going up now for gray, which is really annoying. Scouts watching the villager get poked to death. Visioner now in castle. Looks like gray wanted to block the house, but sucks the Age of Empires, so they're not able to quick wall. Hate to see it. Pikemen going to town on this palisade over here, and not sure. I think these pikemen might be stuck behind this wall. For those of you who may not be aware of Age of Pathing, I don't think it's deterministic as to whether or not the pikemen come out of this side of the barracks. Okay, no, they're already outside, so they're fine. They're fine. Tower now coming in, which is not a good fight for gray. I'm not sure if gray knows that. And green also getting in the mix. And blue deciding to get spanked by some of these towers. They're going to fight under the tower. Interesting choice. TC now coming down for blue, which is a great choice. And I think that if gray and green do not have any vision on this, that's going to be really bad. That's not good. As neither green nor gray have clicked up to castle yet, which is not good. Hate to see it. Economy is popping off for both. Villager count, not so good. Gray has the most villagers in the game so far, 38, 31 for blue, and 35 for green. A lot of pressure being applied here. A few scouts on the field. Blue wants to take a few poke at these towers, and now they're going to fight green. Gray coming in here to pay a little visit. Nothing wrong with that. Blue fighting back with skirmishers, not advised. Does garrison in the TC. And blue coming in with even more production upgrades. Getting the first one for the wood, which is going to be good because they're getting kicked off wood. Green now going to be the second to click up to Castle Age. Gray continuing to fight pikemen with Scout Cav. Interesting choice. House Walls now coming in for blue. And more production upgrades. Third, TC coming in for blue, which is really incredible. And I think it's the correct choice. Because to beat off two men at the same time, you do have to outboom your opponent. Gray continuing to be annoying and snipe this little skirmisher over here. Gray expanding the eco into the back, but does not seem to be able to get enough food to manage everything that is going on in the eco. So their castle click-up time right now is going to be super late, as now we finally see Castle Age coming in, probably like 7 minutes behind blue, who is now on 3 TCs and should be not that far from being able to buy their castle, which is super interesting. And I think that blue at this point is still ahead, to be perfectly honest. They're continuing to keep the eco super tight. Green coming in with the production upgrade, the mill upgrade immediately. Would like to see the TC continue to pump villagers, but a lot going on from a lot of players. As Gray is continuing to boom and expand their eco, expand their farms. Wood production upgrade now coming in. That's the first thing you have to do to kind of get your farms in. And look at this. Castle drop now coming in for green. Right on blue's face. And it looks like blue had the exact same idea. As now the castle drop, the defensive one, is coming in for blue. Which is good because I believe at this point, blue is kind of hiding on the right-hand side over here of the base in the 6 o'clock position. Because green and gray are not aware of it. Which is going to make gray and green think it's like the only thing that they have. Which is good. So, if those TCs go undiscovered, I think that blue is going to have a really, really good choice. Gray deciding to drop the castle over here and take out some of these buildings. That's insta value. Nothing wrong with that. Camel's now on the map to counter the Scout Cav, and also really, really good for... Or, sorry, that's actually green's camels. So, green, as far as I know, will not be attacking gray in this game. So now that the economy is popping off for gray, get a few production upgrades. Nothing coming into the military queue. Step Lancers now queued up for gray. And blue is keeping the military very light. I think they're trying to just get the villager boom up and running, get the flywheel rolling, a few camels on the map. Trying to expand their stables over here, as now they really need stone at this point to kind of make sure they have enough defenses for towers and castles as they need it. Green prioritizing what's important and making sure they attack the house, which is already in the castle range. That's an interesting choice. I'd love to see it. Blue now counterattacking with anti-cavalry units, which is a good choice. They're going to chase away the scouts. I do think scouts are a little bit faster than Camel Riders, who are 1.45 speed, and the Scouts are, let's see, even though they're feudal age, 1.55, so a little bit faster. More production upgrades coming in from green, and second TC now goes down for gray, which is good. But the idle time on the TC over here from gray is not good. They have stopped pumping out villagers, which is something you actually do need in this game. 4 TC coming in from gray as they continue to attack the buildings which are in range of this castle. Not sure if anyone was told green, but castles actually do attack buildings that are in its range, which is good. Blue now coming in here, attacking the forward mining camp from gray, which is good. Blue now starting to get some raids in on green. I imagine we might be able to hear the town bell any moment now. Yes, green getting a attack, so really, really good on blue to kind of get a counterattack up and running. Town bell comes in. Hate to see it. Gray now getting the pikeman upgrade, as I do see that blue is going on to camels. TC number 4 coming in for blue as blue is continuing to boom. Villager count going absolutely through the roof at 65. With, in second place, 45 villagers for gray. And it's going to be a camel on camel fight as Steppe Lancers hopefully try to avoid these camels. A few pikemen in the queue for blue. A few camels in the queue for blue. More villagers now pumping out for green. This is really end-to-end stuff. Blue going to run away from this fight like a scaredy boy, which I'd probably do at the same time. And it looks like gray is going to stick on their stable tech. Bloodline's now coming in and husbandry. Going to get some more HP and speed on this. And a few attacks going on here and there. But blue is continuing to boom out of this situation. So I think it's going to be more of an uphill battle for gray and green at this point. As it looks like blue is going to continue to stick on more tech, which is going to beef up their cavalry units. Mobility units are going to be a huge part of this game. I think that getting the gold is also going to be a huge part of this game. Steppe Lancers now in for gray. Ford Monastery in for gray. So they're going to start building a few more infrastructure forward. But I think at this point, gray and green do not see these two TCs here on the outside. There are a few farms sticking out here for gray. They decide to kill the ibex, make sure that blue is not gonna get that. But blue is also on the move. Blue also thinking the same thing with the monks. Looks like gray is going to back off. And more raids coming in here from blue as they go around the outside of the map. Might be looking for another TC on the outside over here. And gray gonna get more mobile units, some more pikemen on the front. Blue thinking the right thing that they need to wall off over here, which is a good choice because you do want to prevent the raids. Have a few idle villagers here from blue. I'm not sure if blue actually knows this. They are a beginner Age of Empires 2 player, but using Shift Dot actually does grab all the idle villagers on the map, and you can send them all at once to any job, really. It's a really, really good technique for getting idle villagers who are sitting here and doing nothing. As one more joins over here, and just to get them on any job. Oh, there we go. Okay, so Shift Dot does come in from blue. Love to see it. Attacks coming in here from gray. Steppe Lancers versus Camels, not a good fight. Steppe Lancers are also in for blue, as these Steppe Lancers should get cleaned up. But now a lot of pikes on the map for gray. Who's going to get more vision. Blue getting some sheep on the outside, and now raiding on gray. Gray's going to get an emergency castle in the back here. Going to wall it up. Also going to take some hits from this this town center, which is not good, and going to clear up a lot of villagers here from gray. Looks like green does have some battering rams somewhere from a forward siege workshop from here, but I don't see actually where the battering rams are on the map. Okay, so gray is coming over here and continuing to batter down this castle, but what green is not sure of is that villagers take out battering rams very, very quickly. I think this was a little bit ill-advised from green, but it was, it's keeping blue on their toes. So I think that's kind of an important part. It looks like this castle over here is going to go down, but pikemen are now in the fight. Gray taking a lot of villager damage over here. The blue also really, really distracted from a lot of raids coming in from green. So this is going to be a really, really tough fight for blue at this point. As green is able to clear up a lot of villagers, able to clear up a lot of camels. Good defense coming in here from blue, but a lot of stuff going on for blue, who is not able to get their villagers back to work. And for some of you who may not know, if you do use Shift Dot on your keyboard, that will select all idle villagers for you. And that will allow you to take all those idle villagers and put them back on any job and not keep them idle. So not sure if blue is actually aware of that, but it is a really, really good thing to do, is just to use Shift Dot to get your idle villagers just back to work. And a Revisioner calls the GG as more and more raids are coming in from green and having to deal with a lot. So really, really nice job from green to come here and get some raids. Even the battering rams, it's really, really distracting for blue to have to deal with that and take these idle villagers and put them back to work. I do like the forward castle coming in here from green. And blue is still ahead in terms of points, and I think they could have actually made a really big impact in this game, but I admit it is a really big uphill battle. And I honestly think that the thing that blue could have done way better in this game, in terms of the beginning, the middle, the end, is just use Shift Dot to get all these idle villagers back to work. I think that is the key. And some beginner players don't know that you can use Shift Dot to get all the idle villagers back to work, and that kind of helps out with the economy, helps out with keeping the flywheel rolling for the resources. So yeah, you gotta use Shift Dot.